Hi guys, welcome back to the Guild Chat. This is episode 9, and today we have to do an intro because we have a special guest. We have Tilomad92 from the Tilomad92 of YouTube fame. Would you like to say hello to everybody?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Okay, so I've got some topics and stuff. Does anybody want to ask Tilo anything before we jump into the first and most important thing that has never happened before on the Guild Chat?
Yeah,
Well,
actually, I do.
First. Oh, go ahead.
No, go on, Davvo. I'll let you and your voice talk.
Do you like our podcast?
No, I really do. I like it a lot. I like your guys' style, and I'm a sucker for some English accents. Especially with everything that's going on with SWGOH, you don't get a lot of guys with English accents other than you like Nev and a couple other guys.
No, I think there's a few, but no, I think the last guy was like DB official, but he's kind of sort of disappeared.
Oh yeah, he's still out there too. He runs on Twitch and stuff, but I don't know. I just retain more information from English accents than I do American accents.
Okay,
it's good to hear.
Andy, did you want to ask a question or anything?
No, it's gone. I suck. I suck real hard. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the most important thing that we had to do, which I came up with as this kind of thing that's going to happen now, is we have the Guild Chat quiz. So we're going to ask you a series of questions, and these are going to tell our listeners what sort of person you are, and hopefully give us some cool, interesting things to talk about.
Oh man, some hard-hitting questions. I already feel it.
No, they're really easy. Maybe there is some right and wrong answers, but they're fairly easy. It's okay. So are you ready for this?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so question number 1: who is the sexiest character in Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes?
Oh man, I'm so tempted to pick Chewbacca. Nah, I would have to say it's got to be Ayla Securla.
Okay,
it's got to be Ayla. She's a Twi'lek. Twi'leks are awesome.
Okay, we've got question number 2. Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Oh, it's Michelangelo, without a doubt.
Okay, I think that's a fairly safe answer there. So there's no wrong answers here. Question number 3: if you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Oh, it's gonna be purple. It's got to be purple.
Okay. Number 4: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh man, this is the beginning of the hard questions.
Right or wrong?
I know. I'm gonna pick the middle.
How long you're on the podcast?
We're gonna see. Shortest episode of the podcast ever. I say it depends. I got to be in the mood for it. I'm not down with it all the time, but if it's there and I feel like it, I'll eat it. But it's not my first choice.
So is that a yes or a no?
Such a non-answer.
It's a yes
hey,
or
you
a
like
no.
that?
It's like if you were going to the pizza place and you had to order the pizza and they said, "Do you want pineapple?" What do you say?
The majority of the time, I'm gonna say no.
Okay,
but
that's
you
fair
might
enough.
catch me on. You might catch me on the off day, and I'll say yes.
Okay. So question number 5: which is better, Ewoks or Jawas?
Oh, Jawas. Jawas are ruthless. I don't know. Wait, hold up. Ooh, that's hard. Because Ewoks eat people. Jawas, they throw people off buildings and sandcrawlers. Gosh, I'm gonna say Ewoks because I think they would take them out.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, question number 6. This is a bit of a weird one, but you'd be surprised how many people have different answers to this. But what do you call your TV remote?
Controller.
Okay, yeah, controller guy. Okay, number 7. What is the most ridiculous fact that you know?
Oh man, I got a lot of those. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I got a lot of random information that I never can call back to. I have no idea. You would have to ask me a subject.
Okay. We'll skip that one. Let's skip that one. And so there's one question left, and you don't have to answer this. This is the bonus question. Do you want this question?
I'm down for it.
Okay. What is the capital of Portugal?
Oh man, I was not expecting a geography question. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna
Okay.
guess.
All right. Well...
If I guess it, it's gonna make me look 10 times dumber than I already am.
Okay. Well, that was all the questions. So I definitely think you got 6 out of 8 there.
Okay, for sure.
But obviously, that's
I
hopefully...
have a question.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot.
What's the best roster you've seen on your roster review series, which you should all go and check out, by the way?
Ooh, whose roster was it? I don't know.
Bear
It's
in
everyone.
mind, you have 2 people you've reviewed on this podcast right now.
I should pick between your guys's. I don't know. Every roster's been a little bit different. Everyone has their own focus. Some people go heavy for like the meta. Some people like rounding out all their other teams before they go into the meta. It's just kind of hard. And then I'm trying to remember. I've gone through a couple now. I think we're up to like 12 or 15 around there.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't
fair
know.
enough.
I would have to go look back, but there's been a couple really good rosters. I know Bombadillo. He had an awesome roster.
Oh yeah,
You did indeed.
and a
Oh,
great
man.
name.
Yeah, his name's awesome, and he does awesome tattoos. Yeah, there's been a couple people though.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. So moving on from that, next thing I kind of wanted to ask. We talked about Conquest on the last episode, and the guys were kind of like, screw Conquest. I'd played it once. I don't want to play it again. The second round has either ended or has almost ended. Have you guys gone back and actually played it?
I actually have. I've been trying to get that box. I've realised that I actually need some of the stuff in it. So I've been playing that.
Davvo?
I
Hasn't been
haven't
fun, though.
actually touched it.
Okay. What about you, Andy?
No, I'm with Davvo. It depresses me every time I see it, so I just haven't touched it.
Okay. Well, as you guys know, but our viewers don't, I played it on hard, and I've managed to just get to the top box, which was quite difficult. I definitely found it a lot harder than playing on normal, and that was mostly because there was just more required battles. There was a lot more feats, which were like, do 20 battles doing X. I just felt there was just more. Tilo, how have you been doing with Conquest?
I was going all in. I'm at the last area with all the R8s, but Yeti just put out a video and he compared the different prize boxes, and I think I'm just gonna sit at box 5 and not go for 6 and 7, just because I can get more gear that way and more of the stuff I need for my account.
Yeah, that's fair. We had quite a few guys sort of mention that when the first round of it happened. I have to go for the highest one because I feel like I'm missing out on ship shards. So I need those ship shards so that they can just sit there and be useless. And on the hard mode as well, the last box gives you quite a lot of those. Is it the aero magnifiers or something? The thing you need to get Redicate?
Yeah. And see, my guild, we run C-Pit, and I'm able to get like a decent rank up there. So I don't really need those as much as gear, because right now I'm going through and trying to get JKL and JML. So I'm in a gear pinch.
Goddamn Jedi Master Luke. I'm on like the last character.
Yeah, it's garbage.
It's
I'm on Mon Mothma, the worst one.
I just did it. And I've just got the end of like Princess Leia left. It's just all the gold eyeballs.
Yeah, that thing was pain.
Yeah, so that's pretty bad. Is that the first Galactic
How can
Legend
you say
got?
Mon Mothma is the worst when Princess Leia is there?
Because Mon Mothma wants like 500 Kyrotech and Leia doesn't.
Yeah, I'd rather gear up Leia any day than Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma, I'm going to be stuck for a minute. And then I still have to get...
Leia.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
It's rough. All the Kairos. Or not the Kairos, the Corbantes. That was insane too.
Yeah, it's been rough, I will say that, and I'm surprised that I've got as far as I have, with Uni still not having got to the point where he can get tickets for Supreme Kylo's best pal, the Emperor.
Please don't mention it.
I thought you'd be here like ages ago.
Signal data's just so long.
but you could do refreshes.
Yeah, but I just spent like 1,500 on eyeballs to get Thatcher to gear 12 today. So you know,
Definitely get there by Valentine's Day, mate. Don't worry about it.
Is that
I said
next
Easter, you said
Valentine's?
Valentine's. I'm not even going to get it by Easter.
Okay. Well, we'll see. You might get there. You never know. You might get lucky. Obviously, you do get some extra bits
Someday.
from the conquest box, and obviously there's the stores there. I don't know if you've looked through them to see if you could buy any extros. I did see a few in
I
mine.
found the first store that let me buy signal data, and I cleared it out.
Oh. See, it was useful after all. Okay, so our main topic that we were going to talk about is the fact that there's been like lots of data mining, and there's been a lot of Mando characters coming out, and I think they were saying there's like another 6 characters that they've sort of got bare bones information on packs for, and we were kind of just sort of thinking, well, does this mean there's going to be another Galactic Legend soon? Like, you know, they did sort of change the icon on the game to another character. It was Mando before.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you guys.
I absolutely think there's a Galactic Legend on.
But then
I don't know.
I don't know who it is, but it's coming.
I think we get through these like periods where we all think there's going to be a Galactic Legend and they just don't bring it out, or that they think it's too quick. I know for the second set, I thought it was a little bit too quick, but March would have been the time for them to release another set of Galactic Legends if they were using the same timetable. But since we got the new game mode, I think it pushed everything back. So I don't know if we'll see another Galactic Legend, but if we do, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, I mean, they were releasing them in pairs as well, so obviously throwing in another 6 characters isn't enough to quite cover up both, because it's like Jedi Master Luke aside, who is just his own anomaly of 50 required characters, all of the others require like 13 things.
The only thing I can think of is the marquees. If you look at all the Galactic Legends, they only set out a couple of them. Like Supreme Leader Kylo, you had Hux, you had Sith Trooper, and I believe that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of feel that
Yep, that was it.
part of the reason they did that originally with the Resistance and First Order was because they were like, nobody's really geared up these factions outside of, say, 3 or 4 characters, so we can make the players spend a lot of resources.
Each Galactic Legend so far has had 2 marquees. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. Sith Eternal only had 1 Piet.
Yep.
And then Gideon released later. But the other 3 had 2.
Yeah, but some of those characters, though, that were required, I don't think people had invested in them, and that's why they sort of chose them. You know,
What
like
if they pick a faction where you have to invest? Like, say, Galactic Republic Jedi. You got to start getting your I'm a gun dies and your Kit Fistos up.
oh man, don't even go there.
You riot.
Oh man, you're like, oh, you need Relic Kit Fisto. It's like, oh, nah.
What's it back?
Nah, I don't want that guy. I mean, I did actually just finish farming Ayla Sakura because I was like, I think that she'll be quite a good character to just give me another filler, because I don't quite like when I get Luke, I won't have quite enough Jedi to run the 2 squads in the territory battle. So I just finished farming her, but I don't know, like looking at some of those characters, they are just bad. Just like really bad. Oh, come on.
Yep.
They can't do that. Please don't do that.
And you know, if they did, they would throw in Cam too. Cam would be a requirement.
That would be harsh.
The moment they stick a territory battle character into the requirements, we all die.
Well,
They already did,
Like,
though.
yeah, you got Wampa and Rolo.
I mean,
yeah, but they're buyable from stores now.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they make Watt and Cam available from a store, I guess that would be doable. But everyone would still hate it.
You'd need to wait until the next territory battles come out to make those 2 from a store. Then you need to use
Oh, God.
Guild Event Currency 3 to
what
buy
would
them.
be the next territory battle?
First Order and
Scarif.
Resistance.
I love Scarif.
Scarif's an awesome planet. I like the design of it and everything.
Yeah, I think because I mean, you kind of look at it at the moment, and you've kind of got like they've done it as the original trilogy and then the prequel trilogy, and then it's like, but there's nothing that the sequel trilogy could really have. They didn't really. There's not really much going on. You could just
a completely
always first order
open soul
oppressing.
plane.
I don't know, like the whole level is basically Finn in a casino while that DJ guy's with him, and they're just in jail, and that's the whole territory battle.
You did the ship with the space waters.
Yeah.
No, you would have that one alien just keep on telling on you in the territory battle. They parked over here. They're over there.
Problem is the Resistance never did anything. Like they did absolutely nothing.
They
There's
rode
no way you could
alien
have a
horses
two-way
on
thing.
top of a Star Destroyer. You know, all of those animals
would
were
you do?
probably killed, but let's not go there.
Crate
have
would
the
be a cool
battle
planet
being-
too.
The whole territory war would just be, or territory battle would just be on a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's. I guess they could come up with something, but based on the films that they've got, you'd probably end up going, "Oh, well, you know what? We're going to go back to Return of the Jedi and do the Ewok territory battle or something like that." You know,
Endor would be cool.
you could do that,
Endor heroes.
or pick something
just the
from
entire Ewok squad.
like the Clone Wars series. There's probably like enough battles that they could go, "Oh, we're going to do this one." But even
You know
then,
which
it's
one now-
Camino territory war.
That'd be cool too. Exegol would be a cool place if they're them to do a sequel territory battle.
yeah.
True.
And especially with the new Vader comic coming out, you have a lot more like background designs from Exegol that you could throw into the game.
Wait, what Vader thing?
Oh, they have the new Vader comic. It's been
Oh,
pretty
right,
good
okay.
lately. But he just got to the Exegol, and I think the next issue he's gonna actually go down into like the temple. So we're gonna actually get to see what's going on in there.
That's cool.
Maybe because I'm kind of just.
Clones.
It's just making me think about like the sequel trilogy where you get to like life support machine Palpatine's lair, and he's like, "Oh, look at all my followers," and then there's not really anything there.
See, but that's what I'm hoping for is for them to flesh it out. Because comics, honestly, are like the place where they've been fleshing out the most of the new sequels and the new lore. And I'm just
That
hoping.
just says how bad the sequels are. That just completely epitomizes how bad the sequels are. Getting rescued by comics.
But if you think about it, even the original movies, they all benefit from comics, and they all benefit from like expanded information. So maybe that would be a cool
But,
TV place.
Yeah, but you can say that about anything. You can say anything that you make post-production can benefit it. Like you can literally say that about anything. So
True.
The Vader
Yeah.
comics absolutely slap.
Yeah,
they are good. To be fair, they are really good.
The artwork is amazing.
Apart from the one where like he finds like a lookalike for Padme, like that really took me out of it.
Oh, that was actually really good. I liked that, but I had read Queen's Shadow and Queen's Peril, those new Padme books, so I was a little more heavily invested into Sabe. But I wish we had the Vader from the comic in the game, the one with the B2 arm and the B1 legs.
Yo, what?
That just sounds really weird.
Imagine having that in game. That would be awesome.
Well, we haven't got
Galactic Legend droid-based Vader.
we didn't get C-3PO where he's got the droid body. You know,
That's a tragedy, honestly.
That would be a great character.
yeah, even if he was just in the territory battle, they just added him as a random character that replaces a boss or something.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not necessarily sure if there's a Galactic Legend. I know that Uni did sort of at one point think, well, he was kind of chanting that it was going to be Maul because of the picture change, but
I think it's possible.
Maul.
Because then you'd have the two marquees. I'm not sure. I think Gar Saxon, Maul Gar Saxon would be one of them. I don't know what the dark side would be. Then Bo-Katan would be Bo-Katan and the Armorer would be the light side ones, and then and then that leads on to Maul. Then that way Savage isn't a very high geared character. He'd be used as a requirement, and then it would all line up, and then they'd be able to add in a few more dark side to make like 2 Mandalorian teams, one for dark side, one for light side.
Who would be your light side with him?
To be honest, when watching the Clone Wars, I never really paid attention to the light side, especially not in the Mandalorian arc, because it's like Darth Maul and Savage Opress are taking over Mandalore. Why would you care
That's
what
cool.
Bo-Katan's doing?
Yeah.
There's just she's useless. I hate her character anyway.
That's so sad.
It's true. Bo-Katan is my least favorite Star Wars character,
Really? That's
even more than Holdo and Rose.
Oh
You-
man.
where does Jar Jar fit into this?
Jar Jar's at the top.
What, top of the
Number one.
like or top of the dislike?
Like, honestly,
Yeah,
that thing is a god.
yeah, he should be in the game, but
I can't believe he's not already.
he should totally be a galactic legend with no
Through
attacks.
this last time.
I think the issue is how would you make a kit for him?
Well,
That's so easy.
clearly, every time you attack him, bad things happen to you.
Mechanic.
He's
All
a-
you would have to do is just bring back the evade meta with Jar Jar, and then randomly a random debuff. So you have a chance for plague, you have a chance for fear. Imagine, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you'd probably
Chance for fear from Jar Jar Binks.
no, you'd have to do it like where he taunts, and every time you hit him, you just take damage. Like he has a reflect damage thing or something, just to make him really obnoxious.
No.
The Galactic
No.
Republic modifier.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Have I not said enough how much I hate reflect damage as a mechanic in every game?
This is why it's perfect
Yeah, but
for
no
Jar
one
Jar.
likes you.
It's a bit harsh, but
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I'm sure
I mean,
Davvo has his
it's
fans.
true, but you don't have to say it.
Moving on. So
Probably.
the
Best.
6 marquee characters. Does anybody have an idea who they think these characters might be?
Gar Saxon Maul.
Right. Well, Gar Saxon's already in the game.
Yeah, no, but the Clone Wars Gar Saxon is like when he's under Death Watch is cool.
All of them will
would
be
love
the
to-
companions of Bo-Katan.
That stupid administrator president guy from on the Mandalore arc.
Almec
The,
or Almec. Almec is his name.
probably. I didn't pay much attention to him.
The
He
one
was kind of-
the second in command to Gar Saxon, I know it starts with an R. I think it's Reese. She was really
Mhm.
cool
Rings
too.
a bell. Just Maul's Death Watch people. Those were
Yeah.
awesome.
So you guys,
Honestly, a Death Watch soldier could be a good marquee character.
isn't that basically Imperial Super Commando?
No, those are when they were working like
Gonna-
for the Empire.
You're going to do the rest of Bo-Katan's crew.
I think Bo-Katan's going to get a crew, and then that'll mean that like Canderous and people. Canderous might end up
So-
going in the Dark Side squad.
Satine isn't in the game yet, is she?
Oh, I would
She
love
doesn't really
Satine
work
in
with
it.
anyone though.
Okay, hear me out. Galactic Legend for Mandalore could be Satine, and that would pair
won't-
against
but
Maul
it won't be that,
perfectly.
will it?
Like,
yeah, I guess.
Tinfoil hat and everything, but
The only
she
thing with
would.
No, I was
Go
gonna
on.
say the only thing with Satine is she's a pacifist, especially in the Clone Wars. She was against fighting, you know. So I
At
don't
least
know
Mon
if
Mothma had like synergy with the Rebel fighters.
in my
Satine
mom,
just
yeah,
hated everyone.
in Mon Mothma's down.
Well,
She's
she-
all about it.
Plus, you're looking at this from a hardcore Star Wars fan perspective. You got to start looking at it from a business perspective. Satine
True.
won't appeal to the casual fan.
I don't even know who she
Galactic
is.
and Galactic Legends, like they have to be money spinners. So you just have to rule those kind of characters out.
You got to make them cool, like Maul.
Okay, so what about like more characters from the Mandalorian series?
That's what I think.
Saying, I think I think two of them will be the ones who are with Bo-Katan. You know, the girl who's the WWE wrestler. I don't even know if they gave her character names.
Because, I mean, we can pretty much say we're not going to get any more Gina characters, are we?
No.
I don't think so.
So, yeah, we're definitely
You
not
know
going to
It's going to be
see,
an
like...
Imperial Remnant.
What
A
about...
Scout Trooper.
Maybe that scientist guy? You know, the one who
I
was,
think the
like...
Scout Trooper's more likely.
What was Ming-Na Wen's character? Like, the one going around with Boba Fett?
Fennec.
Fennec.
Mm.
Fennec could
Who's
be a
Fennec
cool,
again?
like, either Imperial or Bounty Hunter. Or
Yeah, or what we get,
some
like
sort of scoundrel.
another Boba Fett, maybe?
What about the dude who shot the Nazi guy?
You're going to have to be more specific.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
you know,
talking about... I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Bill
The
Burr
Flicker got
character.
Billiam. Oh yeah, that
What
guy.
was-
Love him. Best redemption arc of the series.
Yeah.
He could be one.
And I know everyone's forgetting, but Cod Vanth from the first episode would be an awesome character to have in the game, too.
What, the guy they
Hmm.
carbonite froze?
No, the first one, the one that had the Boba Fett's
Boba Fett armor.
armor. Yeah, originally.
Ah. Alright, episode 1, season 2, not season 1.
No. I thought we were
just
talking
that
about
fish
season
guy.
2.
The guy they carbonite froze. And that's his name in the game. That guy they carbonite froze. He showed
Great
up
synergy
in
with
season
Wampa.
2, didn't he?
Yeah,
He did, yes.
the
He was
Mithral.
working
What
as,
a-
like, behind a desk.
What a dude. Ah, fish eggs. The character.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
frog
fish
lady.
woman. Yeah.
No, the pot of fish eggs.
Oh,
That's the character.
Maybe
Synergizes
that-
with Baby Yoda.
It's another Grogu.
Maybe they'll release like a Baby Yoda character and like the armorer when like she gives 3 stacks of Beskar. Maybe like Baby Yoda gets like 3 stacks of fish eggs.
Or maybe his
like-
special move is he eats the fish
He
eggs, and when he's
just
eaten
goes
enough,
off.
he just falls asleep.
Yeah. Oh, fish eggs that create Baby Yoda as a summoned character because he's drawn to them.
Yeah.
But Scout Trooper,
Yeah,
I think, would be really cool.
Yeah, we are so overdue for a Scout Trooper character. They are in every PvE, and we still don't have a playable one.
Give me a flame trooper, that's what I want.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Like
That'd
the
be
First
real
Order
nice.
guy.
How is CG's view on committing war crimes in their game?
Who says it's a war crime?
Burning people
mean-
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire-based combat probably not good
What,
for the
when you've
Geneva
got-
Convention.
When, like,
Django does.
anybody can get a spaceship and just
True.
fly around and bomb stuff.
Yeah, Django literally like fires a flame.
You have a point.
Django lights up the
I
whole
just-
other side.
I just googled this fire-based combat, and in like, is it illegal? And the first thing that comes up is fire-based combat fun and outdated?
That's funny.
Fun day out with the boys.
Brilliant.
Fire-based combat.
But I really hope we get Scout Trooper, and if we do, I hope we get him on the bike. I don't want him to be standing.
Oh, yeah.
I think you could have enough
Yeah.
room.
I would quite like to get the Hoth Trooper on the Tauntaun thing.
Oh, that would be awesome.
This is straying dangerously into vehicle territory.
It's not a vehicle, it's an animal of some kind. It's Cold Horse.
Battlefront
Pretty
2
much.
counts it as a vehicle.
This is not Battlefront 2.
Honestly, you could probably use it. You can get another Luke and another Han on Tauntauns. I think that would be
Yeah.
awesome characters too.
Raid, have you seen how many assets they reuse between Battlefront 2 and this game?
Yeah, I know. But you,
Like,
you could
you just have to
um,
look at Grievous's animations.
Okay, but you could have
see.
the Tauntaun as an actual character rather than a ridden character as well. Kind of like how you got Wampa as a character.
Just have one per insta kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, weakness Wampas.
Tauntaun's ability can be when a character dies, they can stuff them in their body and save them.
Oh, that'd be amazing! Like the 5 sacrifice.
Yeah.
Reverse 5 sacrifice.
That would be horrible, that animation. I'm looking at it in my head right now.
It would have to make the noise it makes when it dies as well, where it's like, and just keels over.
I've never, ever since that, have any of you guys read From a Certain Place of, or From a Certain Point of View, the Empire Strikes
Can't say I
Back
have.
edition? Oh my
No.
goodness. It made me look at the Tauntauns way differently. It's got a story about Tauntauns in there, and it gets you all in your feelings.
Oh no.
Don't
I
do
don't
it.
need feelings about Tauntauns.
Same thing with the Wampa. I'll never look at the Wampa the same. Every time I'm like, man, that's so sad.
Hang on, does it dump on Wampa?
No,
Oh.
it makes Wampa synthetic, or no, it makes him like I don't know how to do this without making spoilers.
Don't worry
You
about
ju- you
spoilers.
just-
Make him bad or good?
We've said the spoilers word. If you were worried, you can turn off now. Please don't. But we're going to do some spoilers.
Okay,
Make
then.
him bad or good? I need to know.
No, it's just so sad because in Echo Base, where the rebels had put their base, that's where Wampa lived. He went out to go get some food. He comes back, and his wife and his baby, his cubs,
No.
he can't find them.
Well,
It's so
Wampa
sad.
wife.
And Wampa goes berserk.
in the
and that's what happened
original
to White.
script, they were going to have this thing where the Wampas attacked the base, and then they got rid of it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
They have the deleted scene from that, and I think that's where they got the inspiration for the short story.
So is this
Yeah,
told
it's
from
sad.
like Wampa's perspective?
Yeah, it's all told from Wampa's perspective. You're there when Luke cuts off his arm, and then
Also, it's that Wampa as well.
and then super spoiler, he survives.
Yo,
Yes.
let's go, Wampa.
So
Let's
now we need a
get it.
one-armed version of Wampa.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
sad. I'm so sad the sequels never went back to Hoth. You can see a Wampa just rolling around with one arm.
He
That'd
just
be epic.
vibing.
No, but if you haven't read that book, it's a lot of, some of them are misses, but a lot of them are hits too. They even have Admiral Piet has a story. Ozol has a story that's really good too. It's a pretty good little informational nugget. It'll change the way you look at Empire Strikes Back.
I just need
Nice.
the one about Wampa. Which one was it? Empire
It's
Strikes
like-
Back.
It's like the first couple of stories. You'll see that one right away.
Good, good.
You can hear the sounds of Uni going off to pirate that book.
I got you, Yudi,
No.
after the show.
We don't pirate.
Just playing.
Okay, Uni, you literally pirated several copies of.
We don't say that on the internet, Davvo.
I'm gonna have to cut this out now because I can't.
Jeremy
Like,
Crawford is going to come
Steve?
to my house and kill me.
I am gonna
This is why we
literally
don't
have to
talk
cut some of
about
this out.
things.
Don't talk about this. I've just wrote down the timestamp.
Don't condone. I don't condone Unicornlord's actions in regards to piracy of copyrighted material.
You wouldn't steal a car.
Before the podcast, you're gonna have to put a disclaimer now.
Yeah.
I didn't bring this
Illegal
up.
activities.
We do not condone
didn't
the
mention
activities of
pirating.
Nobody stole anything ever. It was all freely given away.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see if I can
Any
find
other
it.
crimes you want to confess to while we're doing it, or
Nah, just that one for the moment.
Okay.
It's
So
funny.
last part of our topic, since we're doing quite well for rambling, I feel. But last part of our topic is we're back on 3v3, and
You.
if anyone has listened to this,
You.
they will know that we do not like 3v3. Tito, how do you feel about 3v3?
Oh man, you know what? I've changed my tune about 3v3. It used to not be my favorite, but slowly but surely, I've been really enjoying 3v3.
But is there a specific reason why?
Yeah, it's just the creativity, and it really rewards you knowing the kits. If you sit down and you kind of figure out, okay, this person has synergy with this person, even though it does not make sense on paper, once you start looking at the kits and see how they interact with each other, it can change everything.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like there's just, I don't know, at least when I play in Arena, a lot of my opponents are quite heavy on the defense. I'm not. I hold everything for offense. And it feels that, like, you know, like, oh, my opponent's got Malak. Malak will be on defense. So 3v3, it's always like, oh, it's Emperor Palpatine, Malak, Bastard of Shan, or Darth Revan, or something like that. It's like every time that's all you see. It doesn't feel, or at least my opponents don't feel like they are creative people. It's either completely random stuff or it's just like that every time.
I know for me, the last 3v3 match, I was able to stream on my Discord, and my opponent was super good. Me and him both agreed, like, I had him outgunned, but at the same time, you could just tell he was a really great player. Even in the middle of the match, he hit 700k lifetime banners, so he knows what he's doing. And I actually got to see how my defense like interacted with his offense. There is so many teams out there that aren't the best teams, that aren't GLs, don't have Darth Revan, but still interact um, in a way that makes it really difficult. I know for me, it was Count Dooku lead with Mother Talzin
Oh yeah,
and
that's
GBA.
great. That is.
That team was killer, and he wasn't expecting it either, because I didn't say nothing before he went into the battle. And as soon as Mother Talzin hit the plague, they got the heal immunity, and they just started draining.
Was that your defense then?
Yeah, it was my defense. And then GBA with the buff display, as well as the taunt on the brute. That was nasty.
So I'm going to write this down now because I might use this. So Dooku, GBA, Talzin, yeah?
Yes. And
Okay,
I'm telling you, that
down.
team was nasty.
Because I really like playing with Newt and Dooku. They're like one of my favorite teams to use. But a lot of the time I kind of struggle to find a place to use them because my opponent will be like, oh, look, here's Revan. Here's another Revan. Here's Gas. Here's CLS. And I'm like, I can't play this into any of those because it just gets like annihilated. So it kind of like disappoints me that I get nowhere to use it.
And see, that's where those teams really come out and shine for a roster, because you're not going to use them on offense, especially if your opponent goes heavy. But it's going to either trip them up to where they get a loss, or it's going to steal banners. And that's what it's all about, just stealing as much banners as possible.
Yeah, that's pretty much like my entire strategy for Grand Arena. Is my defense is rubbish, so every team is either make you waste a resource that you need for the back wall, or I'm chipping away at everybody's banners or their protection or just whatever, really. But that team sounds pretty good. One of the teams we've got in the guild, which has been nicknamed Team Dick Punch, is Old Ben lead with Droidica and the Night Sister Spirit. That does pretty good.
I used that one too, and I got to see how it really went against his offense, and it got 2 holds. I think it did, or 2 or 1 holds. But Droidica was the key in there.
Yeah,
it's nasty.
I need to. My Droidicas only get 12 because I was that guy who did the gas event with all my droids at like gear 12, except for B1. So I kind of feel that I can't quite do that team. But
I was also thinking maybe subbing Spirit out for Wampa.
I've been using Talzin in that last spot because my Spirit's not that hard. And that's not too bad. You know, you've got a Taunter, a guy who's invincible, and then the Plague is kind of okay. I don't know. It's not my best squad. If I switch it around and maybe try yours, I'll have to find some other places for some of these characters to live. Like I don't know what I would do with Droidica really, other than leave him with Old Ben.
No, I would definitely leave Droidica with Old Ben, but maybe put Wampa in replacement of Spirit, just because you have another damage dealer, somebody that they have to focus down right away, and also you got Daze. It's a nasty combination. I think I'm going to try that for the next one.
Yeah. What? How hard is your Wampa?
It's relic. It's the requirements for Luke.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Because I quite like just like making attacks with him. I was running him with Newt and Dooku. And that was okay because they kind of you like that, obviously adding that like control element and all the stuns kind of just gives him time to do his thing.
That's actually not a bad idea too, because I ran into Wampa on my opponent's defense the last one I streamed, and it was tough. I rarely get to face Wampa, and he really packed the punch.
Oh yeah, he is quite vicious at Relic. Just tears the head off like quite a lot of characters.
Wampa
Yep.
is just so rare to see that it's hard to know how to deal with him sometimes.
I think part of the problem with him though is like it's a bit like Nest with how you mod him. So if you're putting him on defense, a lot of the time you want to just absolutely mod him for as much tenacity as possible because everybody just tries to control him. And it's like if you just modded him for offense, you can't. As soon as you put him on defense, it's just like someone just walks along and goes, "Yeah, cool, just stun him," and that's it. He can't do anything.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea right there.
But I think you could definitely. I mean, mine's modded for offense, but I mean, if I was to go back to it, I think I probably would switch him over to tenacity. If I ended up putting my Newt on defense, I think I would probably do that. Just load him up with tenacity. Hopefully, have a character like Dooku is going to control the field. Newt's giving you that bit extra where it's like your opponent wants to clear the microtransactions ability, the whatever it's called, the
Extortion.
Yeah, that's it, extortion. And it just, as I say, it gives Wampa time to just hit people. Because yeah, he does. He hits really hard. He's quite a fun character as well. I don't know. Since the changes to well, I say changes, but like the Jedi Master Luke, he's obviously a requirement there. You do start to see a few more of him.
Yeah. And then one thing I know you like we're talking about tenacity on Wampa. I've changed my mods a little bit on CLS too. Fatal, another content creator, was talking about CLS having tenacity, and it makes a big difference. I was actually pretty surprised how good it was because especially if you pair him with Chupio and C3PO on defense, that team right there is one of the nastiest squads you can put on defense, and the tenacity on CLS transfers to Chupio, and he shares it with the rest of the squad. So it's a really really nasty combination. I actually got a tenacity triangle on CLS right now.
Okay, mine's still modded for offense. I've not really come back to him. He's relic 4, and I kind of feel he's way too squishy. The CLS squad is sort of like you're like, oh, I want to push Han and Chewie up to 7 because they're my damage dealers, and I want to push Chupio up to 7 because he shares stats, but he's getting the stats from CLS, so I want to push CLS up to 7. And do you know what I mean? It's like it feels like everybody wants everything.
Honestly, you don't need it. That team is such a control team, especially with the Chupio's ability to put blind on them.
Oh yeah,
The bonus turns, the assisting. It's just a nasty overall squad, and especially when you put C3PO in the mix, it can tear up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think for me though, it was like wanting it to just be that little bit better when you play the light side territory battles.
Yeah, no, that can be that can be a little bit helpful, but honestly, it's all about speed too. I have my CLS with what type of mods do I have? I have tenacity set on CLS, almost 300 speed.
Okay,
So,
I've got offense on mine. I just sort of put that on
but
it.
it makes a difference. The speed I noticed when I had him at like 260, 270, there's still decent speed, but the team just never really got the ball rolling like it does when you hit closer to that 300. And when you get the ball rolling, it's hard to stop.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll have to go back and look at that at some point when I've got time to get more mods. At the moment, all the resources are going into Leia.
I feel you. Mods suck sometimes. I'm like, I want more and more and more, and I never can get enough.
Oh, you want good ones as well, though. So it's like I have not been lucky as a player for speed mods. I know Uni and Davvo have got a couple of sets which are just like really, really quick. And I think I've got more speed overall, but it's more average speed. I don't have as many sets where they're like really good.
It's just gambling, pretty much. It's just get as much as you can, and hopefully it hits. That's all it is.
Not even wrong.
The
It's
more
just
chances you got it,
gambling.
exactly. The more chances you have on it, the more chances you are to get a good speed. I know a couple months back I got a 29 speed, and I almost had a heart attack on my floor. I was so happy.
And also the 6-dot plus that got added has really helped get those 5-drop speeds.
Fight
It's
for
been
yourself.
amazing.
That thing, adding that like 6-dot plus or whatever you want to call it, has really, for me, made me think differently about mods because like a lot of the time people would pick mods just going like, so like, when you look at your arrows or whatever, people would be like, no, you need to have the speed primary on your arrow. And most of the time that's true, but now it's so much easier to get 5 speed rolls on your arrow. You can go, well, I can have another primary that does something else that could be just like more protection or health or offense. And it's just like, it feels like it's really opened up some of the mod options.
Exactly. I know I just got a speed mod. It was an offense set with speed primary, and it had 6% offense on it. And that's probably my happiest mod right now. It makes me so happy. I just go look at it, and I'm like, okay, let's go. I put that on Kylo. I'm loving life right now.
Hell yeah.
Which Kylo?
Fast offense set is amazing.
Yeah.
Is it on the Supreme Leader Kylo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jedi Master Luke's going to be your second Galactic Legend?
No, it'll be my third.
All right, so you got everything almost.
You got Ray as well, don't you?
Yeah, but we're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. Like, I don't have gear. It's hard to relic anybody. I wasted everything.
Yeah, I mean, Jedi Master Luke will be my first, but just that character is so much work. Like, I look at every other Galactic Legend and I'm like, oh, I could have had 2 other Galactic Legends by now.
For some reason, I found him a little easier. Ray was the hardest one for me because I really didn't.
It might be because like you've probably got half the characters at some point by the time he came out. Whereas with Resistance, it's like a lot of people are like, who's got Rose? Exactly.
Like I had CLS already. I had Chewie. I had C3PO. I didn't have them to relics, but at the closest I had was G12. Chewbacca was relicked, but most of them were starred up just because of time, But Ray, that was horrible because I had neglected Resistance from the beginning. I didn't even have a JTR when I started her.
Same.
Yeah.
But it's worth it though. Ray's a monster.
Oh no, I think like I was saying to,
especially with Jawas.
I think me and Uni were sort of like discussing on the chat. I think we're both like, oh, we want Ray as our second one, but he's too distracted with like more bad things that keep coming out.
Jawas.
Hey, Jawas with Ray is a nice option. I've been using Bando. That's real sick.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Someone else who thinks Bando is actually good.
I like him. I just don't like him to have his own team.
So what do? You just run him under her?
Yeah, I run Ray, Beskar Mando. I run IG-11, Queel, and the 5th sometimes changes. Sometimes I'll put L3, but I've been really liking Veteran Han with that squad.
Okay, that's surprising. Of all the characters, I didn't think you'd say that.
I keep saying it, but Veteran Han has one of the best kits in this game. It's not super flashy. It's not super like insane on damage wise, but what he does is just really nice, especially with BAM, because you got the AoE. You have an AoE that puts ability block on everybody if you have enough potency. You have the stun too with that AoE. You have the double tap on his basic, and then it also has stagger. It's nasty.
Stagger on basic is like sounds underrated, but sounds incredibly good.
Yeah, it's his kit is nasty, and a lot of people overlook it. I like putting him with a lot of different lineups, especially the scoundrels.
Yeah, that's kind of like why I was looking at Ayla Sakura, because obviously you put her under Revan or Jedi Knight Luke, and you're instantly 100% crit chance, and then it's like, well, she's got, if you crit, you stun on basic.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, she's another one of those characters that really go underrated. I like her kit as well.
Anybody else want to jump in and throw another character in here that you think is kind of cool?
Sure.
Well, if no one goes, I'll go again. Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon's been really great in 3s for me.
Yeah?
I've been using him on defense with General Grievous.
Ooh. Okay. Is that Grievous lead?
Yeah, Grievous lead. I put Moff Gideon, and I'll switch out and put Magma Guard or B2.
Okay. That's
But
kind of,
been liking the B2 a little bit more than Magma Guard, especially if some people go in there with Jedi's. The whole thing is you got to kill Moff Gideon right away, so he almost forms himself like a little tank on the squad. And if you give him a term, that demoralize causes them to hit so much less than what they're going to be normally
right,
hitting.
yeah, and then obviously you're trying to kill Grievous, and you're gonna, and the Magna Guard, and you're gonna struggle because of your damage is just dropped.
Yeah, and
Demoralize is so good.
yeah, it's the best thing I think on his kit, other than the term meter manipulation. But I don't know. I think demoralize still has that.
That does sound pretty good. My General Grievous is stuck at gear 11 at the moment though, because stun guns.
I have just finished that gear level, and it was the worst thing I've done
Yeah,
since Supreme Leader Kylo.
Double stun guns on a gear level is horrible.
It's almost as bad as double Kairos for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Kairos feel like they're worse than stun guns if you're doing just new characters. But if you're just doing old characters, then it's like, they don't mean anything.
Yeah, you start doing old characters, you start building up a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there.
Yeah, that's how I basically was able to afford to do Mon Mothma. But that's it. She's tanked them. She's got all of them. There's nothing left.
No, yeah, she takes everything.
Oh.
I'm like that the Tiger King. I'm like, I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Yeah, and so you need Death Show, were you saying?
Yeah, purely because they've just got him gear 12. The kit isn't great at all, but you know.
Okay. Have you used your Jawas in 3v3 much?
I occasionally use them to kill Geos, and then I've usually put them in the teams that aren't great, but of a reasonable gear level. It's like they're all gear 11, which means they can tank a fair bit. They always get the first turn, which sometimes means they stun because Engineer's quite fast. But yeah, nothing meta because they're all only gear 11 at the moment. But that's about to change, so you know.
Oh no, that's awesome though. That's really commendable because I wish I could do that. Some of these characters, I wish I could gear up, and I know I can, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to because I'm trying to keep my stuff real lean. But
is there any reason for that?
Huh?
Why would you need to keep your roster really lean?
It's just matchups for GAC.
Yeah, but you're in Division 1, so it shouldn't really matter too much.
You'd be surprised. I know a couple. I think it was last season. Fatal got matched up with. This is probably the worst matchup I've ever seen in GAC. He has all 4 GLs, and his opponent had absolutely none.
Well, I think that's the problem with the matchup system rather than your galactic power, though.
But it's the top 80. So if I were to get Raleigh Jawas, which would be really cool to have, I would have to make sure that they're under my top 80.
Yeah. I guess it does throw it because my opponent at the moment, he's got 1 million more GP than me. It makes almost no difference. I just crush them anyway because it's just all random stuff.
Yeah, no, and I usually get like that too. Usually my opponents, I'm always the smallest in my pod, opponent wise.
What is your GP at the moment?
I think I'm 5. Hold on, let me double check. I don't want to lie.
Obviously, if you're on getting towards the 3rd Galactic Legend, I thought you'd been quite high.
I'm 5. I want to say 5.6 GP.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 4.9.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a 500 or 5 mil. I'm pulling it up right now. The phone's all really slow. Yeah, I'm actually 5.2 mil.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, only 300k more than me. Yeah, I've got a lot of ships. That's kind of my thing. Must have all the ships.
That's what I'm gonna focus on after my next GL is ships. I really want to make that a point to where it's not messing me up as it usually does.
Oh no,
my ships are garbage.
The only one I'm missing is I don't have the Malevolence yet, because our guild's only just sort of started moving on to the second of the Geonosis territory battles. But
That's no
like,
excuse. I've got both.
That's so dirty.
yeah, but my negotiator's 7 stars because obviously I wanted to. That's where I went first, and then obviously with the territory battle, I was like, I want to make sure for the guild that I can actually play the missions and get us more points. So I just stuck with that rather than go for both.
Yeah.
But like nearly everybody I run into fleet, I'm like, cool. I just smash this guy.
See, and that's awesome. I did the same thing. I went for negotiator first, and then I didn't go for malevolence for the longest. I'm finally getting 6 stars this TB.
That's pretty good. I think
Yeah,
I've got about 10 shards of it or something.
But I wish I would have gone for it earlier, though. It's
no.
just them putting that double fleet in GAC just screwed up everything.
Oh no, I really like the double fleet because it feels like you actually see some of the different fleets. It's not just, oh, I've got negotiator on defense again.
Yeah, because that's what I would do. I would just put negotiate. I wouldn't even put it on defense. I would just take it for offense and just work every fleet that they set for me.
Oh no,
that never really have to worry.
That's what I do. I mostly bring 4 ships into every fleet battle, and that's all you need most of the time.
Yeah. But when I say like I want to gear up the ships, I want to gear up that Empire fleet.
I want to make sure my fleet is just amazing.
It's so nasty, and I want to get my because now I'm finally getting to that point where I can get relic characters to go under my top 80. So I'm looking at characters like TIE Pilot, looking at characters like.
You only need him at gear 12. You don't. I mean, he gets so much better at relic, but like at gear 12, his ship is really good.
33% base evasion at relic 7.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go crazy like that. I might just get him to base relic, but it's just to help him hit a little bit harder.
33%.
Yeah, just put him under a lead that's got evasion. Oh, you see, you could put him in the old Ben team then. If like with his normal version, because his normal version gets quite high evasion as well.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about his character.
Has 33% evasion. How is that legal?
Well,
his ship evades 1/3 of every attack.
No, just target him with Vader or Jedi Knight Anakin, and then he can't dodge.
That's beside the point.
Or Houndstooth's taunt.
Why is that allowed?
Yeah, and especially with Bomber, the TIE Bomber really just transformed that ship. And then Sith Bomber is another one that I want to get up. Yeah, that one's really nasty.
I'm doing him at the moment. I've just got him to 5 stars.
Yep. So I think I'm gonna work on that fleet. I'm gonna work on getting myself Biston up. So for the U-wing.
No, I've not done those. The main fleet that I don't have a reasonable level is probably the Rebels, and that's mostly because of the multi-crew ships. Like, obviously my Falcon's good, my Biggs is good, my Wedge is good. I've got the Y-wing, and I've got all of the other ships, but they're either Gear 8 or I've done nothing with them, just because the pilots are so expensive and there's so many of them.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Like, this U-wing needs these 2 guys that no one cares about. This U-wing needs these 3 guys that no one cares about. It's like, for 2 ships, I need like 5 pilots that no one cares about.
No, I agree, but I'm like, I get to the point in my GAC where I completely smash on the ground, where I'm like up on banners. But when I get to the fleet, it's a different story. I can lose a whole match just based on fleet, and I hate that because it's like I'm killing you on banners on the ground, but fleet is the one that determines the battle. I'm like, I have to eventually change that.
Yeah, do you think that's your offense or your defense that's holding you back?
It's just my fleets in general. They're garbage.
Fair enough. I'd say all mine are okay. Obviously, I put the weaker fleets on defense, but sometimes you get holds.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just want to just build them up a little bit, and hopefully it'll round me out. It's like a player in basketball. I compare it to. You can be good on offense, but suck on defense. You're a liability. Same thing when it's reversed. But if you're okay on defense and okay on offense, it's better to be like that than be heavily one-sided.
Yeah, you're a team player sort of job.
Exactly. And then it's like they can never expose you for one thing that you're lacking in.
Yeah, speaking of lacking in fleets, guys, how are the fleet farms going? I know Andy's sort of like been pumping his fleet up a little bit.
I'm only
It hasn't really changed much.
Yeah, you got your Geos though. Got best pal Sunfac.
Yeah, I think 2 of them I just naturally got to 7 stars anyway, but I think one of them's still sitting at 5. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, the ships haven't really, because I'm still using ship energy at the moment to arm Shakti and B1. But to be fair, they're almost done, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and obviously Uni, you're getting close to Division 2.
I am, yes.
So
Inching ever nearer.
But Davvo, you can't be that far off either.
I mean, I'm not technically. I think I'm about 3.3 to 3.5. I haven't really checked.
You know, so it's.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said before, I think more people are going to be pushing their way into Division 2, especially if they want to meet the requirements so that they can play the new Conquest mode on hard.
True.
You know, so I could definitely see more people jumping into Division 2. Probably a lot of them, again, won't have good fleets. So, you know, just...
Yeah, but all it takes is someone to own Malevolence for me to lose.
So, play better?
That's
so jacked up.
That's great advice, Raid. I will take that in mind. It's not like I have anything that can counter Malevolence, even if I play the best I possibly can.
Are you doing anything about that?
I'm trying to get my own Malevolence better, and I am now farming Negotiator out of the Get 2 store, but it's going to take months.
Yeah, I know what you mean. If only everybody had like as good territory battles squads as I do, we'd be fine, but they don't.
Not to flex or anything.
No. Well,
Ooh, that's a shade thrown.
Well, half my roster is built for territory battles. You know, that's I have picked certain squads on purpose because I want to do well in territory battles, and I don't have the highest GP in our guild, but I'm usually first or second on the leaderboard.
I mean,
That's awesome.
I'm usually first on, like, in dark side anyway.
Oh yeah, you've got all of those
battles.
But on the light side one, I was surprised the last run we did, where like my score was like, I don't know, like 5 to 10 million points ahead of some of the other guys, just because I could like almost play all the missions and then get 3 or 4 waves.
Again, not to flex or anything.
I'm not flexing. I'm just saying it's like, you know, like when you look at some squads and you go, oh, you've got this squad, and I'm like, yeah, but so and so's got that squad. How is he just not able to, like, I don't know, get something with it?
Like Archangel with his clones.
Yeah.
And
being
able to solo Heroic Sith. He still gets 4 out of 4 on the light side Geo, I believe. Because Shakti is just incredible on that territory battle.
Yeah, I guess it's just...
Shakti's nice.
Great in PvE anyway.
She's good everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely an event, though, where you need to bring all 5 characters at Relic. You can't, sneak a lower 5th in and hope it'll just carry you, because it won't. It'll just die in the first wave. I think that's kind of where some of our guys don't really stand up, is that they don't quite have 5 characters.
I don't know what you're talking about. My Padme with 2 Gear 10s and 2 relics is fine.
How many waves does that do?
It doesn't.
I mean, I actually find Padme to be quite a hard squad to play in that territory battle. It feels like everything is almost geared up to beat her.
Except for one specific combat mission that I keep getting 4 out of 4 on with her.
But which one's that one?
That's the one on mid 2.
Oh, is that the Galactic Republic only one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I tried her on that and did okay. But in the first phase, if you play the middle missions, like the Droidicas and just absolutely rinse your squad, but you can't do anything other than attack B2s. It's such a pain.
Yeah, that light side
TB
is rough.
Yeah, you just summed up the entire light side GOTB.
No, but that's
it's such a pain.
Yeah, but I only have that problem with her. It almost feels like you have to run. You're like, oh, I want to run C3PO with her so I can confuse the Magna Guard, so then I can beat up the B2, so I can get my buffs, so I don't die to the Droideka, so then I can kill the Droideka, hopefully before the Magna Guard does his thing. But then you're like, you've stolen C3PO from these other places. Whereas like you play some of the other teams, and it almost feels like what you target is completely different. Like you just don't have these problems. So if you play CLS, you just kill the B1s. It's like the B2 does nothing. B2 attacks you, you guys counter-attack it, just kill it. Not an issue.
Exactly.
The Magna Guard is not an issue. You can dispel him with multiple characters. You can use CLS to ignore him and then call 2 assists back on the B1s. Just get rid of the B1s because that's what's going to kill CLS. And it's like it's a completely different thing. It's like he's just so. It's like, oh, I only have to kill this one character and I can ignore everybody else almost.
You know who else is really good in Lightside TB that I didn't really think was going to be that great? Beskar Mando.
Oh yeah, well, I suppose he's got the damage immunity. It's pretty good.
The damage immunity is great, but it's the whistling birds because the whistling birds do individual hits. So if you have a stack of 20, it just completely erases a B1.
That's pretty cool. Do they carry over between the waves?
I'm not sure. I usually use it. I usually put him, same thing. I use him under Ray with this around the same team. And he does pretty good. I usually get 404.
Yeah, that's all right.
Is that not just having a Galactic Legend though?
No, but they're not because you go.
No.
Oh, there's Ray here, and the droidic just goes, cool. You're like 500 speed, blam.
Yeah, even Ray sometimes if I mess up or I don't play it right, she'll get destroyed.
Oh, that's true. Ray is better with. Ray does really badly with the resistance, doesn't she?
It's not the best. I tried. I know some people can do it, but I couldn't really.
Go for a forward Jawas.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't think you've got enough Jawas. I think they might get killed.
I know for my guild right now, we the big focus is Cam. We've been averaging around 30 shards of Cam.
That's really
per
good.
TB.
Nice.
I wish we could even get that much on what.
It's nice so far, but it's stressful too because you have to make sure that the way they handle it is nice because they go on voice chats like in Discord. They stream their your phone to make sure you're doing the battle correctly. It takes time, but it's worth it though. I definitely want Cam.
No, I think that's something that we would need to work towards, but we're not quite there. Like we got 10 stars on the territory battle, which is really good, but we just don't have enough players that have light side stuff. There's a few guys in our guild that just have no light side stuff, and it's like, guys, you need to sort this out.
Yeah. No, and that's the name of the TB. TB is just everyone's got to hold their own weight, and everyone's got to be able to contribute in some way. If it's not in the overall mission, maybe they got Cam down and they can give you shards that way, but everyone's got to contribute in one way or another.
Yeah. Right. We'll be going like just over an hour. I think we're probably about wrapping up. Is there anything else before we do that?
Nothing from me.
Nothing
Okay.
comes to mind.
Tilo, do you got any shout outs you want to do?
Yeah, I'll shout out my stuff. What I do.
Yeah,
I do YouTube. It's Tilomad92, same thing, but just space in between Tilo and Mad. What I try to do is just put my GACs out there. I try to do roster reviews, but as these guys know, I lag on them. I try to put them out, but there's probably going to be a couple weeks in between them. But I've been slowly but surely getting a little bit better at that. I try to put out counter videos and other stuff like that as well, guides as much as I can. And I also run a Discord. That's where I probably have the most success in. I have a lot of fun in there. I run a GAC tournament in there. We got a defensive player of the season in this chat right now, Unicornlord.
Damn right we do.
Yeah, the defensive player didn't even sign up for half the battles.
I didn't even sign up for all of them.
And that's the part that's amazing. He had such a lead on everybody else that he took a week off and still won. That's some MJ stuff right there.
It's just how good I am.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. But
nothing at all to do with having a Relic 7 Kylo Ren unmasked in like
Relic 5?
Division Yeah, Relic 5,
and
Relic 7.
Division 11,
They are the same thing in Division 11.
along with a full a 7-star Geo team with Zetas.
Yep.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Nothing at all to do with that.
Okay.
No.
Well, we're going to cut it off. So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed our show, and maybe somebody's actually listened all the way through this time, since we've got a mini celebrity. But thank you, guys. We will see you next time.
I mean, it's only been a 1-hour episode. I'm sure someone out of our 5 viewers could have made it.
Crab pizza.
who did the
Yep.
intros for the Rebel Informer?
We kind of both did. Anyway, shut up. I'm going to do the intro. You can talk about it later.
Sorry.
Well, this is staying.
My apologies.
I might edit this out. It don't matter. What episode number are we on? Is it 9? I need to know what episode number
You
we're on.
count the episodes?
Yeah, because that way I know how many we've done. Hold on. I'm just going to check. I think this is 9.
This is 9 because I was showing people the podcast at last free.
Yo,
When I was
free
explaining to them
advertising.
why
Pog.
It was when I was explaining to them how I couldn't do D&D tonight.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is episode 9.
They were all disappointed because I'm the DM.
But you just tell them to listen to this instead. It'll be fine.
I don't think so.
Probably not.